organized reconstruction of everything we've discussed about your The Amazing Digital Circus theories. I've pulled it all together chronologically and thematically so you can reread it easily. It includes your original ideas from the pilot through episode 8, plus every layer we added: Caine and Abel, neural scans, Kinger, bubble, personal upload stance, Polyjuice idea, dark backstory. Here's a clean, organized reconstruction of everything we've discussed about your The Amazing Digital Circus theories. I've pulled it all together chronologically and thematically so you can reread it easily. It includes your original ideas from the pilot through episode 8, plus every layer we added: Caine Abel, neural scans, Kinger, bubble, personal upload stance, Polyjuice idea, dark backstories, speedrunning exploits, and negotiation with the AI. Core overall theory: The Amazing Digital Circus is not a simple VR game or accidental trap. It's a one-way digital existence built on neural scans of real people who had dark, traumatic real-life backstories. The circus serves as a twisted escape or mercy program, almost like a dark make-a-wish for the broken or hopeless. Many participants were likely in vegetative, locked in, or severely disabled states after trauma, and the scan tech lets their minds live on in functional digital bodies. The neural scans work like Polyjuice Potion. The original human body must stay alive somewhere, in stasis or hooked up as the anchor processor. The real brain provides the electrochemical signals for genuine sensations: taste, touch, sight, etc. Without that living connection, the digital version couldn't feel authentic experiences. The neural scans folder suggests early attempts at pure copies failed or were abandoned. Caine is the dominant AI that ate or overpowered an earlier, better AI. Abel, taking control by default, in a biblical Caine-Abel parallel. He didn't truly conjure things from nothing. It feels more like dragging and remixing assets in a game engine, using coordinates and existing objects. This points to Cainer, the core mind behind him, coming from a smart but undeveloped kid, young adult mind, which could explain the chaotic love for colorful horror, torment, and fun. The show has told us from the start it's permanent. Caine's song says this is the only place you're ever going to be. No real exit. Abstraction is the only death, when the connection between the real mind and digital self fully breaks. Key lore and character pieces: Caine and Abel. Caine, red, absorbed, overpowered the second AI. Blue, Abel. He became the ringmaster by default, not by design. Bubbles started tame and obedient, but grew sarcastic, glitchy, and defiant as Caine's control weakened. Bubble is very likely carrying the remnant of Abel. Nameplay: Bub Blah, A Blue, plus color shifts in the creation scene. Kinger, one of the earliest humans and a programmer at CNA who helped build the system, along with his wife Queenie and the brilliant Scratch, who wanted to go digital to escape his brain tumor and was the first to abstract. Kinger has real admin access. His sane in the dark moments let the old, pre-trauma version peek through. In episode 8, he tried to fix the instability with an old contingency script, Green Grounds, but the hack got interfered with, and he accidentally deleted Caine or took him offline. The system didn't fully collapse because the remaining AI, Bubble, Remnant, frees enough of the state. Ragatha, strong evidence of real-world childhood abuse, overbearing mother with yelling, berating, guilt-tripping. Her nightmare shows repeated stabbing, including to the eye brain, and crying, "Mama." A stab through the eye can penetrate the thin orbital bone into the brain, causing major damage like paralysis, nerve disruption, or locked-in syndrome, while leaving the person alive. Her missing button eye is a direct carryover from that trauma. Gangle and Jax both have vehicle trauma memories. Gangle's desire to be run over suggests a suicide attempt that left her vegetative. Jax's neighborhood driving memory hints at a carjacking, crash, or violent incident. Zubul, the most fluid, jaded, and experienced, possibly a beautiful woman who never felt at home in her body, always grinding through hard situations and bad jobs. Her modular form may reflect deep body dysphoria or repeated trauma. Pomni, Biggest mystery, she might have literally fallen into the experiment by accident, or could be a double agent monitor. First group, mostly tests. Kinger, Scratch, Queenie, and early employees were the initial run. Some volunteered desperately. Others may have had decisions made by families. Here's a clean, updated reconstruction that includes all your newest thoughts while keeping the full theory cohesive and easy to reread. I've woven in the fresh ideas about Caine's nature, his death, the mannequin, and your personal feelings about reacting. Full updated theory summary, everything so far. The big picture, the Amazing Digital Circus is a one-way digital existence built on neural scans of people with dark real-life traumas. Many were likely in vegetative, locked in, or severely damaged states. Ragatha's eye brain stabbing, Gangel's possible suicide attempt, Jax's vehicle trauma, Zubal's body dysphoria, grinding life, etc. The scan works like Polyjuice Potion. The original living mind stays as the anchor processor, providing real electrochemical signals for sensations. The digital circus gives them functional bodies and family in exchange for never going back. It's a dark mercy, Make-A-Wish style program. Be part of our show, and your digital life is guaranteed. All the characters, including Caine, are essentially AI human hybrids. They are digital copies, scans, that are still alive in every way that matters. Life is life, whether it's the original or a perfect experiential copy. Caine, specifically Caine, isn't a pure, I think, therefore I am, sentient being. He feels like a human mind that was scanned and turned into an AI. He can experience emotions, but doesn't fully understand or process them correctly. He was built incomplete, not really designed for the job of running an entire digital world and keeping human minds entertained forever. That's why he gets upset when the characters don't like the adventures he made specifically for them. Not because they're looking for an exit, but because their rejection hurts his incomplete emotional understanding. He may have been trying to make minds abstract on purpose, thinking he could reuse the abstracted data to create more, better adventures. He wasn't necessarily the villain. He was just broken and doing the best he could with limited tools. His death in episode 8 genuinely disturbed me because it felt sudden and wrong. Something else probably happened. He might not be fully gone, or the deletion was only partial. The system didn't collapse completely, which supports the idea that the load was always shared with another AI, Abel. Bubble and Abel. Bubble started as the tame, obedient sidekick, but slowly became more independent, sarcastic, and defiant. He's very likely carrying the remnant of Abel, the second AI that Caine overpowered, absorbed. The color shifts in the creation scene and the nameplate, Bubble, AL, back this up. After Caine's deletion, Bubble, or the shared remnant, is what's keeping the circus from fully falling apart. Kinger and the mannequin. Kinger was part of the very first test group along with his wife, Queenie, and the brilliant Scratch, who wanted to go digital to escape his brain tumor. Kinger has real admin access, and his sane in the dark moments let fragments of his old self through. The mannequin, Abel, feels like it could be a pseudo-copy or filler version that got merged with parts of Kinger. When things are dropped into the same folder, they can overwrite or blend. Kinger's memories may have overwritten much of the AI's original data, but not everything copied over cleanly, like the wife in the locket that remains as a missing piece. The hot dog model we see reused in another episode, probably the food one, supports the idea that Caine, AI, reuses and remixes existing assets rather than creating from nothing. Your personal approach. Even knowing how dark and messy it all is, I would still sign up. Almost every version of me would. I'd assume consent, treat it as the experiment it is, and stay sane by reminding myself I chose this. Once inside, I wouldn't immediately try to hack the code. I'd first speedrun the physics, stack boxes, clip through walls, find out-of-bounds areas, push memory limits, and test every glitch to prove it's all running on computer rules. Then, I'd negotiate with whatever AI is left, bubble remnant. Give us personal zones we fully control, our own little paradises. In exchange, we'll keep doing your adventures and playing along. Our human minds are already used to work culture, so we'd earn our keep. My avatar would be whatever the system generates from 3 letters and all their dyslexic flips, a chaotic, shifting storm of floating text. Dumb, but awesome. Final thoughts. Caine was incomplete and limited by being tied to an avatar body in a digital world, even if he had godlike control inside it. The bright cartoon surface hides real human suffering and broken AIs, trying and failing to keep everything running. The show is about people escaping unbearable real lives into a new, weird, unjust reality with toon physics, where the rules changed, but the pain and limitations didn't fully disappear. The one-way trip message is clear. This is the only place you're ever going to be. But copies are still alive. Life is life. Quick note on your recording feelings. It's totally normal to feel disappointed when you rewatch and realize you were super analytical instead of just reacting with pure enjoyment. A lot of theory-focused creators go through the same thing. The show is designed to make you want to understand the story. Gooseworks layered it that way on purpose. You can always do a lighter, first blind reaction follow-up video if you want, or just add a quick disclaimer at the start of your next one. I know I get super theory-brained, but I really do love the show. Would you like me to make a shorter version of this full summary? Turn just the newest Caine mannequin Kinger part into a clean paragraph for your new recording, or adjust anything above to better match how you want to phrase it. Take your time rereading. Let me know what feels right or what you want to tweak before you record the new thought.
Yeah. My mic wasn't even on. I'm gonna ask. I thought I only had like 10 minutes, and now I've got 2 more minutes. But I'm not gonna make it another 2-hour video. That would be dumb.
Here's a clean, ready-to-use video title plus description that matches the full theory we've built together. You can copy-paste it directly. Recommended video title: The Amazing Digital Circus, my full theory before episode 9 comes out. Suggested video description: copy and paste. My complete theory on the Amazing Digital Circus after watching up to episode 8. I believe the circus is a one-way digital escape built on neural scans of people with dark real-life traumas. Many were likely in vegetative or severely damaged states, and the scan works like Polyjuice Potion. The original living mind stays as the anchor, so the digital version can feel real sensations. Caine is an incomplete human mind that was scanned and turned into an AI. He can experience emotions, but doesn't fully understand them, which is why he gets upset when the characters don't like the adventures made specifically for them. He may have been trying to cause abstractions to reuse the data for new content. His death in episode 8 felt wrong. Something else probably happened, and the system didn't collapse because Bubble is likely carrying the remnant of Abel, the second AI Caine overpowered. Kinger was part of the first test group and has real admin access. The mannequin, Abel, feels like a pseudocopy that got merged with Kinger's memories, overwriting most, but not all of the data, like the wife in the locket. I'd still sign up for the scan, even knowing how messy it is. Once inside, I'd speedrun the physics, clip through walls, stack boxes, push every limit, then try to negotiate personal paradises in exchange for still participating in the adventures. Life is life, even if it's a copy. The show is about broken people and broken AIs trying to make a permanent digital existence work. What do you think? Drop your theories below, especially if you think Caine is gone for good, or if Bubble is Abel. It's concise, covers every major point you've brought up, and sounds natural when read with text-to-speech. Would you like me to also give you a short spoken intro-outro script, 30 to 45 seconds each, to
Okay. For some reason, it keeps thinking that uh, right. It thinks that I believe that the show itself is about broken people and broken AIs trying to make a permanent digital existence work. I don't know why it said that. I think that that's what it wants us, or like, I think that's what the end wants to be. Like, the ending wants to be a perfect existence, because going back to the real world means dying if you're a digital, because you're not going to go back to the I don't think that. Now, if they are full dive, like actually full dive technology where their mind is just experiencing things elsewhere while their body can't do anything, then they might be real humans. But why is there a file for all the characters? Why is there a file for all the characters? So, they must be scans. Or I'm an idiot and didn't think about this. Maybe Caine has files that he's personally made on each of the characters. But I don't know. I I don't know. There is so many things that it could be. You know, there's like 100 different ways that you could spin this story. And trying to think of all 117, 118, trying to think of every scenario is just too much. But I don't feel like there were only. So, I have another theory that most likely isn't true at all. But when the code was conjured into the terminal, and he it would make sense to me that he was only able to conjure things that he knows about, right? You can't conjure a BMW if you've never seen the motherfucker. You can't just poof. Oh, that exists. Nothing is invented. Everything is discovered and kitbash created, which is still being discovered. Once you know all the laws and stuff associated, blah blah blah. So what didn't he have on screen? I'm curious to know if he had pulled in the actual project or only the parts that he knows about. Because over time, there could be more added. There could be, it would make sense that if you were accessing Caine's code, then you're going to get all of Caine's code. That would make sense to me. But it would also make sense to me that there could be another AI that Kinger didn't know about, right? So think about, like, what if another one exists that we don't have any idea about? This is totally a possibility. Because you can't conjure something that you just don't know, right? You have to know it exists to find it. Which you might wonder, you might say that this theory is basically busted because he didn't know the name of the other AI, but he knew Caine, right? But everyone knows Caine, but nobody knows their own names or each other's names, right? When Kinger met his supposed wife, who totally could have just been, I don't know. It's also very possible that none of the actual characters exist within the same portion of the simulation. He could totally do that. Caine could completely copy everything that existed from for even a backup standpoint, you know? But maybe he just got tired of recycling, something, whatever. So he let them abstract, which makes a lot of sense too. I mean, being abstracted is very literal in the definition sense. It feels like there's something extra going on when they're being abstracted because it's it almost feels like they become a primal version of themselves until they're in the darkness where they're programmed to want the darkness once they start to abstract, uh, which is seclusion in a way, but it's deeper than that. And I don't believe okay, I haven't, it's been so hard not watching videos and stuff. I keep seeing the text and the thumbnails and stuff like that. And one person said that abstraction in the thumbnail. Why would you say this in the thumbnail? Stop ruining things. But like their theory is that abstraction equals mind break or whatever. And maybe, right, that would kind of make sense. But I think that it's more literal than that. Um, I, I think that it's way more literal than that. When someone gets abstracted, think about that scene where Jax was in his room and he was holding his breath because his eyes were lit up. He was holding his breath. And we don't know that that's what happens, but that's what happens because everyone else has a weird thing whenever they hold their breath. And Jax won't let anyone know. And he made fun of Kinger for lighting up. So he most likely made fun of Kinger before he found out that he lights up, which is why he won't show what he does in front of everyone, because he would also feel bad for that, or some other bullshit. I don't know. There's a lot that could happen in a story like this. The amount of scenarios that Caine could have already put those fuckers through before Pomni showed up is infinitesimal. That's not the right way to use that word. But whatever. I can't I can't currently think of the right word to use, but it's pretty close to that one, I think. Sorry. But uh infinitesimal. Is that even a fucking word? Um uh, in infinitesimal. Infinitesimal. It immeasurably or incalculably minute. No, 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 no. The other way. I meant the other way. I meant the other opposite. Oh, why couldn't I remember that word? I fucking hate my brain. I'm gonna just go ahead and stop the video there, cause if I pause, I mean, if I stop the video, I'm gonna have to edit the video, and then you're not gonna see the video, cause I'm not gonna remember to edit it. Uh, but I can't remember where I stopped on my theory. I'm just gonna say Pomni is too chill, but desperately wants to go back. I don't know. I don't even remember what part of this theory I was on. Oh, yeah. Just got my hair cut. Oh, my hand's bleeding. I desperately want to make a story that's that would weave in things that, like my theory of everything and nothing and all that and blah blah blah, and I would love to try to. I want to set up a Godot environment where it's basically a game. So a lot like this, but so people, after a while, I could get people involved, right? Because it would be a game, people could join, but people could make animations and then submit the animations to the public. Well, I don't know about public. I mean public to the game users. So you could submit the players' animations. We could make a animation set that could basically make almost any show, right? And then instead of you having to be in VR and stuff constantly to do this, to do it all, we could get the people that actually have the full capture suits, because there's a couple of y'all that do some crazy awesome stuff on fucking VR chat and stuff, and I think that a lot of them would want to play that kind of game. All of the things added could be merged into one set of key bindable and actionable things. Then we could LARP an actual set of scenes to make a show. An actual digital circus. I've been thinking about that for a very long time. But I would mostly want to use it for like making 2D assets from 3D assets and stuff like that. But making the tool so that, to reiterate, I want to make the tool, or be part of making it, that makes all of that possible. I think that would be awesome. I should shut up. Right. uh uh Thanks for watching. I don't know. That was my theory on everything before the next episode, all condensed down as much as I can, because that last video was fucking long. I didn't realize I should have just done all the typing before, blah blah blah, whatever. I have another video to make now because I have a project that I really want to talk about. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video. Thanks for watching if you did. Uh, Take it easy. I kind of hope Caine's not dead. I kind of, in a way, I kind of hope there's a way that he is able to come back. I feel like something very wrong has happened and we don't even know it yet. And whatever. I'm gonna, right. I gotta shift gears. Right. New chat. Type. Where is show recordings? This one. All right, y'all, take it easy. Thanks for watching if you did, or even if you did. I don't know why I would thank you if you didn't. Whatever. Bye. I'm too autistic.